Hey guys, this is Skillen here from Fast Fire News with our Dragon's Domain Season 1, Episode 13, A Stone's Destiny review. Now, it's no secret that director Singe Villian had to change some of the final few episodes of Dragon's Domain Season 1 after he found a number of problems with the season, and it remained to be seen how the changes were going to affect the final outcome we were going to get of the show. Now, Dragon's Domain has done a really good job. It has a great track record of doing its story really well. And so far, the show has really, very rarely messed that up. Now, going in, we knew that this was Sunstone's big, I'm not sure what the word is. It was basically, we knew that this was basically Sunstone's big moment, I guess you could say. This was when he was going to become king, and when Starstone was going to basically pass that down to him, and there was some competition with this episode, because we all still remember Hail to the King, which was one of Dragon's Domain's best episodes ever, and when Starstone became king. And I really honestly didn't think that this one would be able to top that one, so I really didn't know what to expect from this one. Now, luckily, we got a lot of things this week that really turned the tide of things. Now, starting off, we got a few things this week. The majority of the focus was on Sunstone becoming, almost becoming king, and so I'm gonna kind of try to just go with the main things that happened up till that point and kind of try to talk about things a little bit, and hopefully I cover everything. So, this week we got, first of all, I want to talk about the fact that we got a lot of good character moments in this week's episode. From the various talks with the characters, with Crystalis and Starstone, with Sunstone and Starstone, with Moonstone and Sunstone. Notice a lot of those all have Sunstone. That's how much of a focus he was in this episode. But we got a lot of really good moments between the characters. Even Squirrel and Squirrel. And we saw a lot of the actors stepped up and did a really good performance this week with their scenes. And we got a lot of great character moments between the characters. I like how, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, I like how Moonstone, well, I'm not sure I should say this yet, I'm kind of thinking I should wait till I get to talking a little bit about Moonstone before I say this. Yeah, I probably should. So let's start off with, I'm gonna talk about the Sunstone's vision. That seems kind of like a strange thing to talk about first, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Because it didn't really tie much into this episode. During Sunstone's, while he's waiting basically to become king, he suddenly gets this vision, which we don't fully see. We see, Starstone doing something. I'm not exactly entirely, I think he was fighting somebody. I think that's what it was implied. I don't know if you saw that or not. But, and then we saw, Sunstone tell Crystalis to give him this paper. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. And so Sunstone, he wakes up and then he took he woke up and then he took tore the paper out of the book that he had been looking at, which was Starstone's book, which was basically Earthstone's journal, and he left with it. So I'm wondering where this is gonna go. I don't know how this ties into things. I have a feeling it has something to do with the final battle with Moonstone and Starstone. And so, yeah, I'm not sure what this really had particularly to do with this episode. I don't think it had any direct link with this episode. I don't really fully know why it was in this one, since it didn't really have any tie into this one. But I guess we're just gonna have to find out where that goes. So yeah, I don't really know why they added that in this one, but I'm sure there was a reason. I'm just gonna have to wait and see what they're gonna do with that, because honestly, I really don't know where that's going right now. But moving on, some of the best scenes this week came from the unexpected return of the Woodvale characters, or Woodsvale, either one, I don't know which. Blades and Dagger. We got a unexpected return to that area when Sunstone decided to go talk to them. I didn't really know that was going to happen. I didn't see that coming, and there was a lot of great moments between them this week that I really enjoyed. I think that these were some of my favorite scenes in the episode because it really showed you that Sunstone it showed you how much of a relationship a bond that he's built with these two characters, and I like both of them. I think they're both great additions to the show, and it was really cool that he decided to go talk to them with his doubts and what he was thinking about the whole thing and how he felt about it. It was really nice to see him kind of bonding with the other two characters about that, because this was such a big moment in his life, and it was really I liked the fact that they took the time to have him go and talk to them and just have some good moments between the characters in those scenes. So yeah, I really enjoyed those scenes. I think those were some of the scenes I enjoyed the most. And as I said, we got a lot of good character moments like that. Like Sunstone and Starstone, they kind of talked about it a bit. I mean, he talked with him about it, about what he thought about the whole thing and all that. Like he wasn't sure if he was ready. And so yeah, we got a lot of good moments, bonding moments between the characters. I really like that they developed Sunstone like so much from what I had expected, and what I think they were going to do in the beginning. At first, I'd heard that he really wasn't going to have much of any part in the show, and they've done a great job so far, a fantastic, phenomenal job of building him up and making him into more of a developed character, that by the time he was going to become king, if he had, I wouldn't have minded. I think I like the character. I think that they did a great job of building the character. Before, I thought he was fine. Now, I like him a lot, so they're doing a good job with him. And so anyways, okay, hold on one sec. I'm going to talk about a little bit about okay, no, I kind of want to talk about Moose a little bit, but I think I'm going to wait for that till around the end to kind of talk about the ending scene. Right now, I think I'm going to go with I guess I'm just going to go ahead and get to the main thing. So we got a lot of built up to the final climax of this week's episode, that being Sunstone's transition to being king, which didn't fully happen. I'll get to that in a second. We got a lot of build up to that. I was really impressed with how they managed to do it, because by the time it was actually going to happen, Sunstone had gotten a lot of good moments with the characters where he'd expressed how he felt about becoming king, and how he basically whether or not he really wanted to be, and just all that. So they built up the moment to the actual moments up really good. There was a great build-up that I think really worked this week. Dragon's Domain once again succeeded in its story in that regard, in building up to those final moments with Sunstone deciding whether or not he wanted to become king during the ending. So I really like that the show did a great build-up this week. It did a great job building the final climax up, and once again did not disappoint in that regard. So yes, there was a really good build-up leading into that, and then once we got the final climax with Sunstone deciding, basically about to take the crown. One, it was nice to get to see Roysword again. I mean, we haven't gotten to see much of him since the Night of Nightmares. I don't think we've seen him since then. I could be wrong, but I don't think we have. And it was nice to get to see him a little bit again this week. I kind of hope they use that character more later on, because I kind of like Roysword. So anyways, yes, we got the big setup. I do wish Moonstone had been just a little more part of it. I mean, he was kind of silent throughout most of it, and I think that was because he wasn't really too thrilled with it, but I just kind of wish we'd gotten a little more. I mean, we did get one early scene between Sunstone and Moonstone, which I'll talk about when I get to just Moonstone particularly during the end scene, but I just kind of wish that he'd been more a part of it. I wish Starstone had maybe talked to Moonstone about it just a little bit. I wish they'd kind of discussed it overall. And I just kind of wish that you'd seen more of what Moonstone thought about this. It just would have been nice. I think that's the one area that lacked this week, was that we didn't get enough from Moonstone, unfortunately, from his point of view. We got a fantastic amount with Sunstone, and we got a great build-up to his decision but we didn't get to see it from Moonstone's side, which I think was a little disappointing. But anyway, so when it actually happened, when the twist that Sunstone actually decided not to be king, I can honestly say I really did not see that coming. I was totally shocked when he said that, because all this time I was wondering how Starstone was gonna continue being in the show since he wasn't gonna be king, and I was just trying to figure out possible theories for that, and it never crossed my mind even that Sunstone would decide he didn't want to be king. I just didn't see that coming. I really thought they were going to go that direction. Because I thought Moonstone was going to wind up getting mad because he did become king, and I thought that was going to be part of it, but no, apparently not, because Sunstone decided not to become king. So, I was really shocked by that, really surprised. I think that was a really, really good twist because I didn't see it coming. It totally left me stunned. And a testament to how well they built up the character was that when he actually decided to, when he told Starstone, that he was going to leave and basically kind of do his own thing, I really felt kind of sad because I really actually have grown to kind of like the character, and he's going to possibly be leaving now. And before, I really wouldn't have cared. It just wouldn't have made a difference to me. So that tells you how well they have done with Moonstone. I mean, they've done with him too, but that's not who I was talking about. That tells you how well they've done with Sunstone. Now, I'm not sure where Sunstone's going to go from here. Once again, we got some really good moments in the ending, but especially that was one of the best scenes was between Starstone and Sunstone at the end, where Starstone basically explained he was proud of him for deciding to do his own thing, which I liked. I liked that he understood that, and Sunstone decided to be the first one to kind of do his own thing. So it's like that's another thing I like, is that Sunstone was the first stone to decide not to be king. So it's like Sunstone's kind of unique in that way. He's not just a plot device, basically. Also, he actually, he decided to do his own thing, and he has his own basically unique path in the show. That I hope that they do more on eventually. I kind of hope we get to see. I really hope that if he does leave, that somehow we get to see more of him and what he decides to do, because I'm growing to like the character, and I like the fact that they've chosen not to just make him be there to be there for Moonstone's plot. So yeah, if he does leave and we don't see him for a while, this was a great farewell to the character. I'm pretty sure he's gonna stick around for at least 1 to 2. The penultimate, maybe the finale, probably the finale. I think that vision was probably occurring in the finale, so I think it's safe to say we'll probably see him up till the end of this season. But this was a good send-off, nonetheless, if they decided to do it for whatever reason. This was a good conclusion to the character in this particular storyline in the show. And as I said, I really liked the scene between Starstone and Sunstone. I think that's another thing they did well with, is that I said before they needed to kind of build on this relationship between Sunstone and Starstone, and they did. So, by that time, when you saw them, basically, Starstone telling him he was proud of him, you really could feel, it really felt real and earned. So, yeah, I was really happy with what they've done with Sunstone, and I really enjoyed the storyline this week. I'm really looking forward to where that twist is going to lead, because that leads me to the final scene, I think. I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about. I hope not, because I really feel like I'm forgetting something again. Moonstone. Now, as I said, we didn't get a whole lot of Moonstone's side to this week. But what we did get a scene between him and Sunstone, where Sunstone told him that he was basically going to become king. This was really interesting for a few reasons. First off, I thought Moonstone was going to be jealous from the get-go. That's the direction I thought they were going to go with this. But even though you could detect that Moonstone was kind of not happy about hearing this, he still seemed genuinely like he was happy for Sunstone. You could see that he was still happy for him, and he didn't do anything to interrupt the I guess you could call ceremony. I guess he didn't interrupt it, and he didn't. I mean, he seemed like he was gonna let it happen. So I was really both happy and surprised to see that Moonstone wasn't just instantly jealous and mad about the whole thing. It was like he really does care about Sunstone, and he wasn't. I get it's basically it was a reveal that there's more to it than that. That it's not just because he didn't get to be chosen to be king in the beginning. There is more to it. Which is another thing I'll talk about in just a second. So yeah, I liked that moment between them because it showed that Moonstone does care about Sunstone, and it revealed that there's more to it. So moving on, as I said, I kind of wish we'd gotten to see a little more of him from there. But then at the end, I think that leads me to the other thing I was gonna say. As for there being more to it, I thought that it was just gonna be that Moonstone was gonna be jealous, and that was going to be basically the thing. But that what caused him to become evil and all that. But it wasn't until Sunstone decided not to be king that I think they're heading in the direction of him becoming a villain now. Sunstone? Not Sunstone. Sunstone's not a villain. I mean Moonstone. Because I had thought that, as I said, that it was going to be that he was going to be jealous of Sunstone becoming king, but actually I think it's more about the fact that he's not happy that Sunstone decided not to be king, and they're still not letting him be king still. Like, that even though that the first in line chose not to, and it basically belongs to Moonstone now, it should belong to Moonstone, they're not giving it to him. It's like, basically, it shows that they don't think he's ready. So that was a really good decision. I really am happy that they decided to do something more than just him being jealous of Sunstone, because we got scenes where they obviously seemed to care about each other. And the fact that there was more to why Moonstone feels kind of betrayed, or is going to feel kind of betrayed. That it was more about the fact that when it was entitled to him, he didn't get it. That was a good twist. I think that they made a good choice, and I'm happy with that decision. I think that this really has more potential than I saw in it at before, because so far it seems to be going in just a unique direction that I didn't expect. Like the Nightmare's Orb, I knew was going to be involved in it somehow, but judging by the promo, him talking about giving it it looked like Moonstone was talking about giving it to Starstone, was talking to him and giving it to him. I'm not sure what that's all about, but by that scene, the whole Nightmare's Orb thing, I'm not sure where that's going. I thought it was just going to be that Moonstone decided to take it now and was going to use its power because he was mad. And I was thinking, they're doing a good job with this, but this seems like a big jump. But then I realized by looking at the promo that it doesn't seem him just becoming evil isn't because why he's stealing the orb. I think there's more to it than that. I think there's a more of a reason than that. I mean, the Nightmare's Orb is obviously going to become a part of when he becomes evil, but I don't think that's the reason he took it. So, yes, all of this episode, we got a lot of great development for Sunstone once again. We got a really great climax with packed full of really good character moments. We got some surprising twists, and the show is just really going in a promising direction. I'm really happy. This close in the finale, I thought this was when we were kind of going to get the expected, predictable, Moonstone goes bad after he gets jealous storyline, and that's not where they seem to be going. There seems to be more to it than that, and I couldn't be happy with that, because I really have enjoyed this season of this show. So, anyways, yeah, this was a great episode, and I'm going to go ahead and, as for rating, give this an 8 point... I think I'm gonna give this the same episode rating I just gave Turbo Tricks, which is an 8.6. Because I think that fits it pretty well. This was a great episode. There was more potential, just like with Turbo Tricks this week. There was more potential that they could have done with Moonstone, but they didn't. But it was still a great episode with a lot of great stuff, some great performances, some great character moments, awesome development for Sunstone, some twists, a direction I didn't see coming, and things are just looking up. So, anyways, yeah, I'm just going to give this an 8.6. I think that's fair. I think that matches the episode. You guys can tell me what you think in the comments if you want to. And keep checking back with us for our final 2 Dragon's Domain episode reviews, because we are at the penultimate episode next week. So, anyways, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to come back to see the next reviews for all the shows, and keep following us. I'm Skillin from Fastfire News. This is another Dragon's Domain review, and with an 8.6 for great. And thank you guys for watching. So this is Skillin out.